Well, there was one button. Literally, the first Atari controller had a stick
Yes,
and a
I know. It
button.
was a joystick with a button.
All right, hey everybody, and welcome to our podcast. This is the very first episode, and it's called the Game Boys
Mhm.
Podcast. We're just going to pretty much exclusively do this on YouTube. Um, my name is James, and I have with me Will. Is my son, so it's a father-son team,
Hello.
and we're not we're just going to knock out some gaming topics, and that's pretty
Yeah.
much what this is going to be all about.
Well, of course, first we're gonna, do the whole introduction thing.
Yeah, we're gonna let y'all know who we
Yeah.
are and what we, other than just our name, which I already said. But
Yeah.
so
So,
go ahead, Will.
okay.
Tell us about
So
yourself.
I'm William, like you said, or Will, and I'm a gamer. I play, Xbox games. I love the Nintendo Switch. I'm a big fan of like retro games. My favorite game series is probably it's either the Zelda series or like the Borderlands series, which I feel like is like two different sides of the spectrum. Um, I'm a real big fan of RPGs and like turn-based RPGs. Um, and I like playing like my Yu-Gi-Oh games and stuff for card games. And that's about it for now.
All right. And as I said, I'm James. I'm Will's dad. I play a whole lot of games, more games than probably a man my age probably should. But you know, I play basically every system that I currently have, which is anything from an Xbox, PlayStation 4. I used to have a PlayStation 5, but I got rid of it, and we can talk about that another time. Also got pretty recently, I'd say within the last couple of years, got into some PC gaming. So I got a couple gaming PCs. Also, I like to play. I have gaming subscriptions for like Game Pass and PS Plus Premium or whatever it is. Um, the types of games that I like to play, I'd have to say would be I play a little bit of like sports type games, but not really. They're not as fun as they used to be. Um, I like to play the first person shooters and third person shooters, looter shooters, games like that. Um, I don't really like I don't like anything turn based like Will does, but I
Yeah,
actually
that's fair.
I like live action type stuff like, you know, hack and slash type games or, action adventures, as long as they're not too open world. I'm not into the open world games. I feel like
It for
it
me,
bores me.
it's very hit or miss.
Yeah.
Um, like I told you before, probably the only like open world game I can think of that I really enjoy, besides like the Borderlands series, because I guess that's technically open world, is the Zelda is the Breath of the Wild, and that's because no matter where you go, you're progressing the story. The story doesn't have to be done in a linear path, which is, in my opinion, the correct way to do an open world game. If you're playing like, I don't know, I never played Skyrim, but I think it's like a linear path. You have to go.
No, it's very open world. I don't know if it has a linear. I
Okay.
mean, almost all of them have some sort of storyline you can stick to if you really choose to, but then they also make that a lot harder because you're missing out on all the upgrades that you would get from
Side
literally
quests and
roaming
stuff.
all over creation,
Yeah, so
doing
like
side quests and all this.
and like Zelda, you can the biggest challenge is to beat Ganon or Ganondorf or whatever. But there's these 3 or 4 dungeons, I think it's 4, that you can do in any order you want. And on the way, there's side quests you can do. There's more things you can do that helps progress the story. And you can just straight up go straight to Ganon if you want. From beginning of the game, you can go straight to Ganon and fight him. And it's just hard to do, but if you want to play it that way, go for it.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess. I mean, I haven't tried none of the new Zelda games. I like the old style, the old top-down kind of
Dungeon crawler.
really. I don't know if I'd go with dungeon crawler for a way to explain it, but I guess so. I mean, ultimately, it's real 2D, I guess.
Yeah, so
So
you definitely
like before they got into like where they changed up the whole style and tried to be way more with the times, I'd prefer it still look retro and it would probably still be really fun games.
So you got into gaming way before I did, obviously, because
Oh yeah,
you're older than
definitely.
me. When I started playing Zelda games with like the GameCube and stuff, I had what was it, Wind Waker
Mhm.
on the GameCube.
That was pretty fun.
I think that was my first Zelda experience, and that game was pretty open world. I mean, you had your objectives and everything, but you were always on that boat and you could go wherever you wanted.
But it wasn't so epically huge that like,
Yeah, no, I get that.
and that just makes like eventually it just gets to be too much. I don't know if maybe that's just like as an adult, like probably as a kid, I probably still ran that whole, every entire giant map and tried to figure out everything. But when you're
See,
older, you find time to game basically.
yeah.
So
See,
you don't have time to waste hundreds of hours into one game when there's so many games that you really want to get into.
Yeah, like when I first got Breath of the Wild, I wanted to do everything. And it got to a point where I'm like, okay, cool. I want to upgrade the Master Sword all the way after beating the game. And it's like, that's it. I don't feel like doing everything. Like, I paid for the DLC that comes with like 2 expansion passes. One of them's the, upgrading the Master Sword thing. That's the only part I did. I didn't do the other DLC. I was like, I don't feel like exploring the world. But it's still one of my favorite games.
Yeah.
I
Well,
felt everywhere I went, it was rewarding to go,
yeah, definitely. I mean, I get that because like the last, well, other than Wind Waker, which I did play, the last
Waker was good.
Zelda game that I really got into was A Link to the Past, which is
Mm-hmm.
Super Nintendo, which I still think for its time, probably Super Nintendo was the best system.
I think I take that
Definitely the best system Nintendo's ever made, but
back. I take that back. I think my first Zelda game was actually Ocarina.
okay. I played a little bit of that, but never really got into it.
I have never beaten Ocarina of Time or Majora's Mask, which is the sequel or expansion to it.
So to me, that Ocarina game was exactly where they started changing the whole
formula.
style, like the way the game is played
Yeah.
and the way it appears and everything.
Yeah. I never beat that. I didn't like that. Majora's Mask was stupid to me because you kept having to like rewrite time to do everything in a certain time before
Yeah,
the big evil moon thing crashed into Earth and ended everything.
I think time and stuff like that has played a lot into the Zelda, like the Legend of Zelda type games, because
Yeah.
even Link to the Past was literally, there was like I forget what it's called, but it was like a little mirror type thing that you go through and you can go between the current and the past or whatever.
Yeah, well, I mean, Link is the hero of time, so of course there's going to be a lot of time travel shenanigans.
Yeah.
Have you ever actually like listened to any of the lore about Legend of Zelda or anything like that?
Nothing too in
No,
depth.
okay. The timeline stuff, the lore stuff, it's all fucking very interesting.
Yeah.
Like it shows you like, some games are based off of Link failed killing Ganon in I think the second game or something, and the other ones are based if he won, or and I think it branches off at Ocarina of Time and whether he's Kid Link or adult Link at the end of that game. It's real interesting. And I could have totally just fucked all that up, but
Something like that, right?
yeah, something like that. I don't remember it all, but I remember I love listening to that kind of stuff.
So we were talking earlier about, the open world games being big as hell, and sometimes it's too big.
Yeah.
That kind of takes me to one of our topics for today. How long should a game be? Like, at what point, like, is it too long? Like,
So for, in my opinion, it depends on the game, because if it's a linear game where you go from point A to point B, I don't want it to be that long. 10 hours, maybe. But if it is an open world game, I want that, if you concentrate on the main story, it should be like 10 hours. And then hundreds of hours doing whatever the hell else you want to do. Of side quests, stuff like that. Now, I totally forgot what I was going to say.
well, I mean, so I guess to me, it just depends. Like I said, as you get older,
You don't have enough time.
And especially if you got a lot of things you would like to at least play, you don't want it to be like 100 hours, because, man, if you got to pour days upon hours upon hours into one game.
That's why I said like side quests and stuff.
In order to beat it. Yeah, I mean, in order to feel like you've done everything you want to do.
Mm-hmm. So, I don't know about you, but lately I haven't been that much into like a bunch of games at once. The most of the games I've played lately are, my usual Pokemon games and Call of Duty when I play with you. And I was playing Forza for a bit too, which I want to get back into, but I got to hook all that stuff back up.
Well, I think it has a lot, like I said, it has a lot to do with time. Like, for me, I can just jump on like a Call of Duty, play some multiplayer. I never play much at one time, and then hop off.
Yeah, no, I agree. For like me, I have 2 young kids that are here with me. In your case, all your kids have moved out.
Yeah. So, I mean, I don't know, like, to me, as far as like whether I, do that, I mean, I don't play a lot of different games, but every once in a while, it's good to take a break and play something different. But the problem with that is I don't really want to dabble into too many games, because you have to get used to the controls of the certain game that you're playing.
Yeah.
Like, if you're really trying to get into it, and it's kind of hard to, if you go from like Borderlands to Forza, and then to something else, and then back to Borderlands, and you're like, oh, shit, I don't remember what does what now.
See, I've never really had that problem because, or no, let me rephrase that. I only have that problem when I move from like one shooter game to another where the controls are for some reason completely different. Like, for example, in Call of Duty, it's B to crouch for Xbox at least.
Yeah, and on some of them you have to click the stick.
Yeah.
Do different. That's what I'm talking about. See,
yeah,
so
yeah.
if you
so
jump from,
that's one thing. But when I'm playing like Forza or something, I don't have to worry about that. And like for like Borderlands,
if you play more than one game of the same genre, you're probably going to end up running into like I'll give you an example. I always play Call of Duty, or I often play Call of Duty. Well, I tried the stupid Battlefield.
Yeah.
Nothing is the same. You can't throw a grenade the same way.
Ugh.
If you push the right bumper on Battlefield, all it does is mark like ping things on the map.
Yeah.
Whereas you would push, yeah. So I'm trying to throw a damn grenade and I'm just pinging shit, and then I die.
Yeah. I lost my thought again. I think honestly, most shooter games should be about the same button layout, or at least a way to change it to whatever layout you want it to be.
Yeah.
But I mean,
there probably is a way somewhere, but
we're
I just
so
wanted
far
to-
into, gaming. It's been what, 50, 60 years since these kind of games have been out.
it's close, something around in there, I guess.
Whenever the first real game system was out, what was it, the Atari?
Atari came out in
Yeah.
the 80s, but that really wasn't the first, but it's probably the most popular early one.
It's the first I can think of. That's 40 years, right? Yeah, 40.
Yeah.
About 40 years, and I'm sure there were shooters on there, and I'm sure every shooter on there was about the same button layout. So why is it that, like,
Well, there was one button. Literally, the first Atari controller had a
yes,
stick and a
I know,
button.
it was a joystick with a button.
So yeah, this is your action. You press it with your
Yeah,
thumb and you hold the little stick and toggle it. So
While we're talking about like Call of Duty and stuff, what did you think of like the Modern Warfare 2 beta? Or what do you think of betas in general?
I mean, betas in general, it's a good idea. I mean, if the developer wants to do the right thing with it, it's a great idea. Like, they put it out there in front of the people who are actually going to be playing the shit.
See, I'm kind of more
And
on
then they get their feedback, and they can go off of the feedback.
Yeah, I'm more on the fence about it. I think I get it. Like, I get, release it to people who are going to play the game, so they can tell you what they
so
want
you can
fixed,
make
what
adjustments
they don't fix.
if you can.
But at the same time, I kind of wish we'd go back to like a demo system. So like before I even pay it's fucking $70 now to buy games, the $70 to buy the game, I can test the game and see if I like it. And
I mean,
that
technically, I'm sure it's possible that if you
didn't like it, you get a refund.
yeah, if you played that like the Modern Warfare 2 beta and was just so pissed and so disgusted with it that you're like, you know what, I'm gonna cancel my pre-order, man. The game's not out yet. I didn't receive the whole game, so I want my money back.
Yeah, I get that.
I
remember the first Modern Warfare beta like game I jumped into. There was someone in the chat who typed all that out saying, I'm getting a refund. This game fucking sucks, blah, blah, blah. I'm just thinking to myself, I'm like, this game's been out or the beta's been out for like 13 minutes. And you've already, found your big problem with it.
Already cried. He was probably that person was probably prepared to cry about it before it ever came out.
Mm-hmm.
I want to be one of those bandwagon jumpers that just bitches about it the entire time.
Yeah.
That's more fun, I guess, than actually trying to find a way to adapt to the fact that things do change.
Yeah.
No,
did you like the changes they made, or did you
some of them, not really, but I mean, in general, it looks like it's going to be fun. If they fix some things, it'll be much more fun, I guess.
Yeah, hopefully it won't crash every fucking game for you.
Yeah, that crashing shit was stupid.
But I get it. It's a beta version.
And that's also one of the problems you have with PC gaming more so than, but it even happens on console. Sometimes the games will crash, but.
Oh God. Yeah. I've had, what was that game? I want to say it was, the Tiny Tina game crashed on me a few times, but I was playing on release.
Yeah.
Day one, they're going to have problems. They have their betas, and when they upgrade everything, codes get crossed, stuff like that.
Well, I guess what matters is if they fix it. Like, apparently Cyberpunk is actually better now, and it's actually a decent playable game. I am scared to even try it, but
I still play Tiny Tina all the time, and I've never had that problem again. After the first week, it was fixed. And
as for Modern Warfare 2, it has all the potential to be a lot of fun, but it has the same exact amount of potential to be an absolute rage fest where,
no.
What's camping and shit? So
what's your opinion on them remaking games and shit?
Like, when they remake something just for the sake of like
And so
profiting, I don't
Yeah.
really care for. But if they remake it for the sake of it's an it's an iconic game, but it's hasn't aged well, and maybe they can
so in your
update the graphics and make it more modern, and it would still be just as beloved as it was 20 years ago or whenever. Then
so
yeah.
did you think they should have remade Modern Warfare 2, or were you hoping for like a more original idea?
Well, the thing about Modern Warfare 2 is that would have been a great idea if they hadn't been screwing up ever since.
Yeah.
What I mean by that is they basically have brought back every single map from the old games. It's like they should never bother to do Black Ops 1.
Mm-hmm.
They should never bother to do Modern Warfare, none of them, because every year when a new game comes out, just about month by month, they just keep adding the old maps, like because they just don't seem to make good new maps.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think
So it'd be pointless at this point. Basically, they would just be, redoing the exact same shit that they've already done, and it would probably play more like the newer versions than the old ones anyway.
Yeah. In my opinion, I'm going to go the opposite way, kind of give a what's it called? The counter argument.
Mm-hmm.
I think they should just full send it and give us every old map in one game, plus new maps. If they're gonna do it anyways, just full fucking send it. I want every single map. I want Shipyard. I want fucking.
Well, see, that's another thing. They keep bringing back the ones I don't like. I'm sick and tired of Nuketown. I'm sick and tired of Shipment.
Shipment, yeah, that's what I meant.
Oh my god! Did they like Fire and Range, Nuketown, Shipment? Hijack sucks. Express isn't great.
Oh god, I fucking forgot about Express.
And Drive-In was great, but they seem to kind of ruined it with Cold War. But
actually, that was kind of one of my favorite maps in Cold War.
Yeah, it was. And now try playing it now. Let's put it that way. Everybody knows every little nook and cranny just to hide out and.
Yeah, but that happens with every map.
Yeah, but I'm saying a raid. How many times do they got to bring raid back? How many times do they got to bring firing range? Jeez, it's like the same maps just keep being brought back. And I get it that they're like, ooh, they're iconic, they're classic or whatever. And to me, I would rather they reimagine them. That would be more fun. And they've done that before.
Yeah. They do that with Nuketown, but it's still
no, because it's still Nuketown.
Yeah. They don't change it, but they change it enough
like
to where it looks different. It's like skins. They just skin over it.
Yeah.
I still think they should just full send it, give us fucking everything. If they're gonna give us
get it out of their system.
If they're gonna give us a few maps anyway, just keep adding every fucking game. Just keep adding all the old maps to it.
Just get it out of your system, man.
Just to keep
get it out. Put them all in there. Whatever. What is it, like 15 games or however many it's been?
Yeah. What's your opinion on like the rotating like game modes?
Like you mean like the
So like we'd have snipers only 1 month or 1 week.
Oh, and pulling one mode and putting in a different one?
Yeah.
Nah. No, I thought you were talking about like the mosh pits where like you can go in and it'll be like team deathmatch the first game and then
I like that, but no,
yeah,
fuck
I like
that
that.
shit.
I was about to say.
Fuck that shit where they take our favorite game modes and just put something else into it. Well, the one game mode that me and you loved for the longest time on Cold War was the gunfight tournament.
Yeah.
Until it came fucking annoying.
Until they came out with that Gluboko map.
Fuck that Gluboko map. God damn, I hate that map. But, it became to a point where everyone knew every spot to hit or where to shoot in like the library to get through the walls and shit.
Mm-hmm.
That was annoying. They shoot you right as you spawn.
Yeah.
And it it sucked because we still have to wait to play it. And me and you just wanted to get through it at one point. I remember it was like, okay, cool, let's play some gunfight tournament. Let's get our fucking
We
prizes.
would never get the maps that we were good at. That was the thing.
We'd never get the maps, or it would just wouldn't be available when we were ready to play it.
Yeah.
That pisses me off. I hate that shit so much. But I kind of get it too. You know, to play a little devil's advocate, it's to keep them fresh.
Yeah, but sometimes they'll pull a good map, but then they'll keep a shit map, and it's always like spammed into the rotation. And it's the same for like every other mode.
Yeah,
like, especially like, I know you haven't played it much, or I don't even know if you played it at all, but Modern Warfare 2019.
No.
Everyone hates Piccadilly. There's a map called Piccadilly.
It's
a shit map. Like, how they thought of this stupid idea. It's got 2 giant buses in the middle, a catwalk, some other shit. Well, everyone hates it, but if you go into a regular core map rotation, it's always you can't go 3 matches without Piccadilly being one of them. And then on Vanguard, they made a new map. I can't think of the name of it, but it's literally Piccadilly. It's not Piccadilly. I guess technically it's reimagined, right? But me and my older brother immediately recognized it. Like, damn, this is just Piccadilly all over again with a different face or a different skin. It has like a broken piece of like the Statue of Liberty in the middle of it or something.
Gotcha.
And a hole in the ground where it looks like a bomb like busted like a crater into the ground. But other than for that, it's Piccadilly all over again.
It's kind of the same way with like fucking Nuketown too. I've never heard anyone say that they love Nuketown. I usually hear people I hear people say, God damn it, not Nuketown again. But
the biggest purpose for a map like Nuketown
is to just toss grenades off the front and kill someone.
It's because it helps you with your camo challenges.
Yeah.
There are guns that you cannot get kills with in just any old map very easily. It would take you forever. Or you can just play Nuketown on repeat and just collect them shits. Hell, and put it on hardcore while you're at it.
Yeah, that's fair, I guess.
Get your pistol long shots all the way across the map.
It's not a fun or well-designed map, in my opinion.
No.
Especially
how it became a favorite, I think it's just because of the pace.
Yeah, I could see that.
But the flow sucks because there's always some moron that has to run all the way across
and switch the fucking
so he can spawn kill everybody and get his cool clip, which only causes everyone else on his team to get shot in the back.
So, just to not make this just a Call of Duty podcast.
Yeah, for certain.
Let's try talking about like something else. So, what's your opinion on like emulation or emulators and stuff like that?
In what aspect? I mean,
are you okay with them? Do you think they're stupid?
Sure. I mean, again, it depends on if you're talking about, are people modding with this shit? Or are you just talking about like,
usually if it
enables you to play like some old retro game?
That's what I've always used them for, to play old retro games. Like that's told you,
not a problem.
After we're done streaming or recording, I'm going to go stream an old game that's hella broken, like glitch wise. It wasn't coded right. There's some aspects where the like coders took really good care of it. Yeah. But when, then other aspects are like, fuck this card, fuck this. It's just a Yu-Gi-Oh game. So, and I just want to go and I want to play and have fun breaking the game.
Yeah, I mean, as far as shit like that goes, like way back in the day, man, there used to be these things called Game Sharks and Game Genies. And
well, it's not even cheating. I'm not like, I can't use cheat codes and stuff. Like, I know how to do that.
I mean, you're exploiting. That's cheating.
Yeah,
but it's okay because there's no victim in your cheating.
Yeah, okay, I get that.
So if you were cheating like online or some kind of multiplayer game, then that's shitty.
Yeah, but no, I'll never do that. But I'm doing it for my own entertainment because the game is so fucking broken that I think it's going to be hilarious sitting there and gaining $8 quadrillion for one fucking game. You can literally start the game off, doing one duel
Yeah.
with like 40K, and then from there you can get infinite money. So second duel, you just basically have everything in the game, which is fucking whack.
So like not just to be bringing Call of Duty back up or anything, but an example of how cheating is like and exploiting is actually shitty would be there was a YouTube guy, I can't remember what his name is, but he did a video, as you're aware, on the snipers only mode. For somehow there's a glitch where people are carrying around scythes.
Yeah.
So he just wanted to be an asshole and troll and see how pissed off people would get. And he just ran around with a scythe and was like cutting people up. He didn't play the mode for the mode.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I know his name is something to do with knives only something. Like literally, I guess he just basically plays every game and only uses melee weapons. So literally, he went into a mode that was designed to not have any melee weapons and used the melee weapon just to piss people off. And like, that was cool of him. How nice of you to make a video for our entertainment that basically probably pissed people into rage and probably had them fucking killing people on the highway or something.
Right. So going into your point, yeah, that's a victim. There's victims there when you cheat online and stuff like that. I'm very against that. But like, if you want to take your GTA game and you want to go into single player and you want to make fucking cars fly and shit like that with your cheat codes, that's cool. I mean, I've done it. I've enjoyed doing shit like that.
Yeah.
But trying to go back to the emulation thing. I see most emulating. I'd never really seen anyone emulate like newer games. Like I think the newest I've ever seen is like, well, I guess I've seen people emulate like newer Pokemon games to mod it to like do what they call randomizations or randomizers.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you have an idea of what a randomizer is.
Yeah.
Other games have these.
There are games built that way. They have they randomly generate the dungeons and shit that you play or whatever.
So basically, if I
supposedly Borderlands randomly generates weapons.
Yeah.
Things like that. So
there's a Borderlands cheat or mod that will randomly generate the world. So you have different enemies in different places, and it's real fucking chaotic. It's cool. I've never actually done that, but I'd love to try it one day. But like in Pokemon, it's just like different Pokemon spawn in different areas. So you could get like your legendary in the first route, which I'm sure goes over your head, but you usually get your legendary at the end of the game. It's legendary for a reason, strong.
Yeah.
So like, I've seen those kind of emulations, but those are, again, single player use. They're not going online and playing unless they're doing it with just a friend. There's Pokemon tubers who do that. But like, what I usually use emulations for is like content reason. Like I said, I was going to stream the one.
Yeah.
Or me and my friends were in the talk of doing something with some Pokemon games. And the only way to be able to do it is emulation. And I also think it kind of preserves the games that you'll never see again otherwise.
Yeah. I mean, I'm okay with like modding shit when it's like I said, when there's no victim to it. Like just randomly cheating on your own especially after you've already beaten it fair and square.
Mm-hmm.
There's no harm in that, dude. I mean,
shit, Minecraft is built to be modded. Like the way it works, it's literally built to be modded. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean that's one thing. But then if you go to like I said, if you go to something that's multiplayer or PvP or all them other weird ass MMO type shit, and you're finding ways to
cheat and shit,
circumvent the system instead of like, well, I make it where I can never die. That would be fun for me and.
Hell on earth.
Honestly, it wouldn't even be fun for me because there's no challenge.
I would just stand still and watch everyone trying to kill me.
Then you can play like Souls like games and like just sit there and laugh at the little
Yeah,
dude that would be killing you. Like,
yeah.
but
But I don't know. Emulation gets a lot of hate and shit,
well, I
especially
think
from
also
companies.
another thing I forgot to mention though about emulation where it can be bad is if you cheat to like beat like the speed records and shit, like the speed runs.
Oh, speed runs? Yeah.
And then you're like, well, I'm the record holder now. Yeah, but you cheated to get it, and I did it fair and square.
So fun fact about most speed run records is they have different categories for emulators and like actual cartridge or games disc. So like if you're using an emulation, you're in the emulation category. If you're using disc or your cartridge or whatever, you're on that category because the games tend to run at different frame rates depending on what you are on.
Yeah.
And when you're doing speed runs, your frame rates matter, especially for like glitches and stuff like that. So most speed runs, unless you're doing a glitchless speed run, which is where you just get through the game as fast as you can without using glitches, most speed runs take advantage of glitches like there's a wall you can phase through and get to the next level easy or something like that. And if you have like faster frames, you might be able to do it quicker, or you might be able to do it on the emulator, but you can't do it on the console. Usually they separate those. And I think there was like a big controversy for like a Mario one back in the day, but I'm not going to get into that. The dude was using an emulator and saying he was using a console.
Oh Lord. I've seen where supposedly there was a dude who did it. I guess he streamed his like supposed record-breaking speed run, and he was actually using someone else's footage, and he wasn't even playing.
Oh, I've seen
it was
that
somehow obvious because somebody saw his hand, and he wasn't even playing the damn game. Like, like what are you doing? Why do I like? How are you playing it when you're so good? You're doing it with no hands, like
right. Speedruns are fucking whack, man. I mean, a lot of them are like you have to do a certain sequence of buttons in a certain amount of time to break the game and shit. So you get through the walls or whatever.
I used to try to do like if you get good enough at like one game, you can do it. But see, I don't have that kind of energy in me no more. But like,
well, I mean,
I would try to do like flawless runs.
Yeah.
As soon as you take one piece of damage, man, you quit and start over.
You know what's fucking ridiculous, man?
There's hard.
There's one fucking dude who did every single Dark Souls game without taking a hit of damage. And
he must have rolled a lot there.
If he got hit once, like if he was playing Dark Souls 3, he had to start over at Dark Souls 1.
Damn.
That guy's a fucking legend. Yeah, I don't care if you don't like Dark Souls or not. That guy's a fucking legend.
I don't, but I can see how that would make him a legend. Yeah.
That's fucking amazing. That'd be the type of shit I would dream of doing, but I would throw my controller through a goddamn window before it happens, you know?
Yeah. Oh, it wouldn't be able to happen for me, that's for sure, because I don't like Dark Souls games, and I don't really like if a game is literally predicated on just dodging.
Well, I mean, not even like taking it that way. Think of playing.
Or just predicated on being super duper hard for no fucking reason otherwise.
Yeah. What's a game series you like?
Like a game series?
Yeah.
Like Mass Effect.
Okay, so think of playing Mass Effect, but you get through the first 3 games without getting shot. You're playing, what is it called? Armageddon, Andromeda, something like that.
Oh, I don't like Andromeda. I don't go that far, but 1, 2, and 3 were good.
Let's say you play Andromeda and you take 1 bullet and you're playing a no-hit throughout all the games.
You got to start back at 1.
You have to start from game 1. That would be so fucking infuriating.
It'd be epic that I made it that far because that game, it's not super hard, but it's hard as hell to just not take any damage.
Yeah, you get what I'm saying, man.
Yeah.
It's just like, bravo for doing any game series like that. I don't
Yeah.
care if it's an easy fucking
Especially the
game,
whole series, even one game.
right?
Or like Bravo just for making one whole run where you find every single collectible in some of these games.
Oh yeah, I remember I tried to 100%. What the fuck was that? I
Yeah,
tried to
100% in games.
100% Crisis or Crisis 3, and one of the things you have to collect is every single attachment, every gun. And I never ended up finishing it because I couldn't find like 3 fucking attachments.
I tried what was it? I can't think of the Uncharted.
Yeah.
There's like 100 and something little random trinkets that are found in, like, you know, it's a pretty linear game,
Mm-hmm.
but there's always this little off the path,
Yeah.
or the shit can be literally right in front of you and you just don't realize
You're
it.
too fucking stupid to notice it. Yeah.
Like, oh, what's that little shiny thing over there? That's probably nothing.
I think I think a good example of like that would be like the Resident Evil games.
Yeah, Resident Evil
like-
5 is the only one that I think I actually did get every single one of them, but not all in one like playthrough. But it carries over in New Game Plus, which I love, by the way.
Yes, I do love New Game Plus.
Anytime a game has New Game Plus,
it's always fantastic.
you know, it's kind of the opposite of like roguelikes and roguelite
Mhm.
or whatever.
But like they had the
You
gyms.
literally start over at nothing.
They had the gyms you had to shoot in 5, right?
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
but not
So
all of them. Some of them you could actually just like get, but yeah, some of them were like way up and you had to
You had to
shoot
shoot them
down.
and pick them up. Yeah.
Like you can see it glowing up there.
So I remember, you know my friend Nick. Me and Nick would always play Resident Evil 5 because it was like our favorite game to play together. You know,
I just
split
wish the
screen.
controls were better.
Oh, I can see that. But you know, I remember we tried to find them all, and we eventually looked up a guide for like 1 or 2 of them, and it's like it's right there in front of our fucking face. Like you walk right in front of it, and we're
Yeah.
like, God, we're stupid.
Well, that's the miracles of YouTube. You don't have to look up guides anymore. You can actually look at playthroughs or
Yeah.
tutorials and
Completions
shit.
and shit,
And
yeah.
There are people who are really good at that sort of thing, but
Yeah, I would love to be like that, but I'm not smart enough to do stuff like that.
again, I just don't put the time and effort into it.
When's the last time you bought like a guide, like a book guide?
I didn't buy it, but well, I guess technically you could say I bought it for a penny, but a long, long time ago, I worked at GameStop, and when something gets old enough, they penny it out, where basically the price is a penny.
Walmart does the same thing.
And like these things are usually like $30. They're like thick ass books
Yeah,
that have really good like artwork and all kinds of stuff in it.
they're
but
they're always quality,
from
man.
start to finish, it explains everything about every little game, strategy guides.
Mhm.
And I had one for I'm trying to think what game it was for. I know what's funny was I never even used it.
Was it the Gears one?
No, it was even before that, I think.
Oh.
But I can't remember what game it was. But I know like I beat the game and played the game, but I didn't 100% the game by any means.
So
And I never even used the strategy guide.
while we're talking about the strategy guides, a few years ago when the I'm gonna say current biggest Pokemon game was released, like a month before release, the company who did the strategy guide actually had the whole strategy guide leaked. So like the whole game was out there for people to read and shit, or parts of it at least. And for a company like Pokemon, that's kind of a big deal. Because you know, Pokemon is like the #1 selling franchise in the world. And things like new Pokemon being released in games are kind of a big deal.
And they don't want it leaked.
Yeah. So like I think that dude got like actual jail time too, like fucking years. That or he had to he had to pay an exorbitant amount of money. Like more than I could ever even fathom in my lifetime.
So I'm pretty sure that while you're what was it? What was the game you were going to be streaming? Yu-Gi-Oh or some shit?
Yeah, it was a Yu-Gi-Oh
Which
game.
you know I'm like 0% into card based.
Yeah.
whatever.
The main reason I want to play it is just to break it. Otherwise,
But-
I wouldn't touch it.
So of course I'll be like tuned in, but I won't really be tuned in. I'll probably be playing something and have it on the other screen.
No, fuck you. You're gonna be talking to me the whole time.
Nah, man, I'll occasionally type a comment in or some shit. But,
No, you're gonna be in call with me. You gotta help me keep active because I get distracted easy.
I'll like I said, but there's no way hell I can sit there and watch you open packs of cards or whatever the hell.
I'm not even gonna be opening packs of cards because
Whatever. Either way.
so there's a in-game mechanic that's not cheating, where you can take a real life card. Do I have one around me? I don't. And the real life cards have a code on it that you can enter the code into whatever game. If they were released at the time, I should say. Like, I mean, I can't type in a code from a card that's been released this year and put it in there because it obviously wasn't out back in 2004 when the game was released.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get like those cards that I need to break the game. And the only caveat with that is you can only get one copy through that. That's the way of balancing that code thing out. So I'm going to get that, and I am going to open a few packs, but other than that, it's mainly just going to be doing the, they call it an infinite loop, basically.
Yeah.
So that'll be fun. And, you know, anyone can come watch me on Twitch, or I might stream on YouTube too at MiaWill, twitch.tv/MiaWill.
So what I'm gonna try to do when I post this video is I'm gonna try to put as many
links.
of our links to
Yeah.
our. So just look in the description, you'll be able to find it there as well.
But no,
'Cause probably by the time this thing actually gets dropped, you have already done your stream. But at least,
I would assume so.
but at least they
Can
you
go
know,
watch new
moving
ones.
forward, they'll be able to check you out, and
Yeah.
you know, it reminds me of something we're going to be doing. Sort of a like, I guess we're going to do the podcast weekly, so at least when we can,
Mhm.
and sort of like a homework assignment, if you will, would be basically we'll assign each other a game that we know we have access to, because we have, like I said, I have Game Pass and a couple other subscription services, and I have a bunch of other games that I've acquired for free or I've already paid for. So
Did you want to start that this week, or?
well, we'll assign it this week, and then by the next episode you'll be able to talk about.
Well, I was thinking we could do it like more random, where we. Could
Yeah, I
put
was
them all
thinking
on
like
this.
putting them on a wheel and shit, and like
Yeah, that's
spinning
what I
it.
was saying. That's why I was asking if you want to try it this week or you want to wait so we can do all that. Excuse me.
Yeah, I guess we can wait till next week. That way I'll have it all. I have the wheel set up.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that when we were talking of starting today, because we did talk about this ahead of time.
Yeah.
I didn't even think of that because I think having it be random would be more fun.
I mean, I
whether-
pretty much know what you have access to,
I have access to Game Pass.
and the only thing I would have to double check with you is that you haven't already played it. That's the only rule,
Mm-hmm.
is that you have not yet played the game. So it's like totally new. We want fresh perspectives. You know what I mean? Versus like maybe what you expected it to be like compared to what it ended up being like. Did you like it? Did you hate it? What sucked? What was great?
Yeah,
Shit like that.
no. Yeah, I totally agree. And
also you'll be able to stream that while you're playing it.
yep, that was
Or
the biggest thing is
make
being
a
able to
video of
stream
it,
it.
something.
nah, I'm not gonna. I might eventually do videos and shit, but right now I kind of want to just stream.
Yeah, so you can stream it.
Yeah.
I'll probably stream it too on one of my channels. So
I mean, if you want, I could literally just pick a game at random and we could both do it.
well, it's going to be a different game for each of us though, because like I said, there's shit that I played you haven't played. There's shit you played I haven't. So
Yeah, that's fair.
we'll wait till next week, and I'll get them on a wheel. My wheel will be humongous, by the way, because of all the games that I have that I haven't played. So
Oh, wait, I got the perfect game for you to play.
no.
I know it's on Game Pass. You can play the Peppa Pig game.
Hey, I might like it. You never know. or Disney's Dreamland or whatever the hell that is. Disney Dream something.
Yeah.
Around.
Oh yeah,
That's like a
Yeah.
Sims game with
The game-
Disney.
task
Shit.
library is huge too.
Yeah, my library is extra huge because I have the whole premium PlayStation, and I mean, I have like, I'm not gonna do handheld ones because I can't stream that shit.
What do you mean handheld?
Hmm?
What do you mean handheld?
Like a DS game or something like that.
Emulation.
Again, I don't have any of that, and I don't really care to get into it. But when
I
I
mean-
have so much else that can possibly be,
If it comes to it, I can totally show you what trusted websites there are, and there is a Steam emulator you can use.
yeah, I'm good though. Not when I have so much other shit. But
Yeah.
So let me ask you this. There's another topic here.
Okay, let me get off the Game Pass website. What's up?
What is your least favorite genre of games?
Education.
Is that a game though?
These genre, yeah. Educational games, I fucking hate them.
Like what? Give me an example of an educational game that you hate.
Like any of the typing games. I think there was a Mario one. Mario typing. I know there was a Pokemon one. Now that I think about it. I mean, I'm here to play a game to have fun, not to type, not to learn something.
Okay, so do you know why most gamers would play a typing game?
To get better at typing.
Get better at keyboard and mouse.
Yeah. Well, there's no mouse in a
No,
typing
but I
game.
mean, ultimately, the mouse is easy. You and I both agree, as controller players, to play on keyboard and mouse. The mouse is not the hard part.
Yeah,
The keyboard is.
It is, yeah.
So a lot of them will, like people that are like avid keyboard and mouse, they'll actually take a game like what you're talking about
Mhm.
and play it like for 10 minutes or whatever, just so they can get
Okay.
over just clickety clicking on down, knowing exactly what keys.
I got another one then too. Those like rail games were like what was the one? Like House of the Dead, I think it was called. Where,
Oh, okay. So it's like,
you only control like the bullet reticle
yeah.
and you just shoot. I don't
Those
know.
are kind of like, yeah.
Those were cool
They
in the
work
arcade.
well in the arcade because you actually have a gun controller
yeah.
usually, but they don't work. They don't really translate that well to.
So what's your least favorite genre and why is it turn-based RPGs?
It's not turn-based RPGs,
I know, I'm fucking with you.
but I don't see, because to me that there's a few I don't like. I don't like a lot of simulation games like Civilization Revolution or
I
where
like
you're basically simulating.
I like how bad they usually are.
Oh God, do you like how bad they usually are?
I love how bad they usually are. Have you ever played Goat Simulator? That game's fucking terrible.
Okay, now that's actually funny though. That's
yeah, it's like when it's funny broken, I love that. And most simulators I've ever seen are like that.
But that shit gets old really fast.
Yeah.
I played Goat Simulator and I had a little bit of fun. Then I stopped having fun. It was like, lame. I'm literally a goat. But
Bad bitch.
so not so much that type of simulation game, but like where you're literally like Sim Earth or The Sims,
oh, okay.
where you're simulating life
Yeah.
or whatever. Like,
The
dude, if you have a real life, you don't have to simulate life in a damn game.
Sims has always been a stupid fucking concept to me. Like, I don't see any enjoyment in that.
Or like the ones
I don't
where
really
it's
have
like-
much to say about it. I just don't enjoy it.
The ones where it's like a city builder or whatever, like a Sim City or there's like the ones where like you make a roller coaster, whatever the
Like
fuck, you
roller
make a
coaster
roller coaster park,
typhoon.
or
You know what
there's
game
2 Point Hospital or some shit.
games I oddly like though are like the games where like you ever see the game like Learn to Fly? It was a computer game where like you're literally taking a penguin and all you do is like make him go higher and higher up in the air with like upgrades and stuff. And every time he goes higher, you get more money, and you buy upgrades and shit. I like games like that, and
I
I'm
thought
not
you were
really
going to say it was like a have you ever heard of a game called Manual Samuel?
Yeah.
Where like literally you have to move his legs for him and make him
Yeah.
fucking walk or he'll fall over.
What's that one game with the octopus? Octodad?
I don't know that one.
Octodad. I think it's Octodad. But like you do the same thing. It's you're moving all his tentacles and shit.
Oh. And so other games that I don't like are like survival.
I'm okay with survivals.
So fucking boring.
It feels like I played some that feel real lazy, where it kind of feels like it copy and pasted another game, but not as well.
Feels like to me the ones I've seen is like it feels like you're just literally building fucking shelters.
I'll tell you the secret to any survival game: find a pre-built shelter and make it your home.
Yeah, okay. Or
And
like
let-
like I love Fallout, but why the fuck would I want to play Fallout 76?
I've never played it. I don't know. You have to build your own
Fallout,
house and shit.
like Fallout's kind of one of those cool games because it's shitty,
Mhm.
but in a cool ass way. Like the shooting of it is really fucking shitty, but that's what's cool about it is because it's
So I know an example you're talking about.
rewarding
Too,
when it works.
or an
Just
example
because
that I like and you don't like. 7 Days to Die.
yeah, I mean that's a survival game.
So I love that game. I think it's real fun. But
I don't like tower defense either. Ugh.
yeah, I used to when I was young, but now it's like this is dumb.
Yeah, really fucking dumb. But yet, I mean, if it does well, there's obviously an audience for it.
Yeah, no, without a doubt.
I'm just not part of that audience. I can't be bored to tears like that. I got to have more action that's actually me doing it, not I don't set the shit up. Now I just get to sit back and watch my turret till they tear it apart.
So
I don't know. I mean, to me, that's, I guess there's always going to be some that you really love.
Mhm.
And then some that are so like niche that only a mother can love, you know?
yeah. So in your opinion, how do you feel about like pre-ordering?
Okay, so pre-ordering used to be worthwhile because you got something for it.
Okay. So that was
Now-
all that was always my reason for pre-ordering a game.
Yeah, because you got something like other than just the game, obviously.
Yeah.
Nothing is so limited at this point that you have to pre-order it. Hardly
Mhm.
ever. Like,
The
so for them to even try to like con you, like goddamn GameStop loves to get you to pre-order shit.
God, yeah. So, the two examples I have now are the two games I had to pre-order that are coming out this year. Modern Warfare 2 and the new Pokemon game. The Modern Warfare one, you get access to the beta if you pre-order. Big whoop. For Pokemon, they give you like extra in-game items, which is always a bullcrap, thing. And I haven't checked lately because I finally just bit the bullet and pre-ordered it on Amazon. Mainly because I'm hoping they ship it and I get it a day early. But when I checked actually like yesterday, turns out my pre-order comes with a steel case, which I love steel cases. So I did get a plus there, but like every different distributor comes with a different pre-order bonus for Pokemon's at least.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know for what this game was, but for the last game, it was like Walmart had a notebook, or I think it was keychains. And I think Target had the notebook. GameStop had a plushie. In fucking England, they got this cool figure, which I was jealous of. So like those types of things, maybe not the fucking keychains, but like plushie or the figure.
So I'm a fan when you get something.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan when you literally. I mean, what's the point if you get absolutely nothing?
I think the in-game item shit's the worst. Like,
I mean,
if you get,
well, I guess there's one like with the way games are nowadays versus back, years ago, is you can you can pre-download it or preload it, but with the internet being what it is, it doesn't take that long anyway. So
yeah,
but you can have it preloaded that way. When it drops at midnight,
you get it.
you're already playing instead of
Waiting for it to download.
you're waiting another hour or two for the damn game to load.
Which, I mean, if you're playing like PC or something, you can download it from your phone at this point. But like,
or you can use a VPN and already be playing way before midnight.
right?
I don't know nothing about that.
Have you done that?
No, but I'd love to.
I mean, there's no
I get the
laws
idea
against
that-
it.
I mean, I don't know that there's laws, but I mean,
I don't think there's any
in the
like.
days of all these cool anti-cheats that they're coming out with and shit,
yeah.
then maybe they'll know. Like,
Maybe.
okay, this dude's using the VPN to get early access. Now we're just gonna fucking ban his ass and he'll never be able to play the game.
I'd be pissed if it was something like that. Especially because there's other amazing reasons to use a VPN.
Yeah, for sure.
Watching fucking everything on Netflix, stuff like that. I don't have a VPN, but I've totally used one before.
Yeah.
It's we're not sponsored though, so fuck all VPNs.
Ah,
Want to
yeah,
sponsor us?
until they want to sponsor us, and then we're all yay Nord or whoever. Yeah, whatever.
I think Nord's the one that usually sponsors people.
Yeah, I've noticed that in a lot of YouTube videos. Oh, NordVPN, blah 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 blah, like whatever.
So
I mean,
for you,
I love you. Go ahead and hook us up. So, yeah.
so obviously you still pre-order games though and stuff, right?
Well,
Mostly.
I only really pre-ordered. Last game I pre-ordered obviously was the Call of Duty, but I don't typically pre-order. No, not anymore.
For you, what's another?
If
game
I found a good enough reason to do it, then yes.
Yeah, so like if, for my example, I love figures. If my new Borderlands game came with a figure, would that be more reason to buy it, pre-order it for you? Maybe not Borderlands, but a game you like.
Yeah.
Because you're not as big of a Borderlands fan as I am.
Well, I mean, I don't even know if you get shit like that anymore because everything's digital.
I mean, for
Like,
Xbox, I definitely buy digital, but for like
having like a fancy case, like that used to be part of the thing too. Like you get this cool ass
the steel case,
steel cases and shit like that. But
I was actually excited.
You don't get physical discs for nothing.
Yeah.
So why? What are you gonna get, a hard case with nothing in it?
Yeah, for my Switch
plushy figure.
For my Switch games, I always get physical copies, except for the last game, because here's another good reason to pre-order if you like getting physical shit. They were out of all my Pokemon games in physical last year, or last January when I went to buy my game, because I didn't pre-order. Because I couldn't find a good enough pre-order bonus. I was like, well, I'm not going to fucking pre-order then.
Yeah.
I bought it first day it was out. They were out of copies at all my local GameStops.
So tell me why in the hell. See, this is another reason why I don't like Pokemon. Tell me why they have to release two every fucking time. One color and another color. It's
Okay, so
dumb.
So they don't do that with like off games or spin-offs. And they didn't do it though. Actually didn't do that with the last game, the one I was just talking about where I didn't get a fucking physical copy. And yes, I'm still pissed off about that because I like my physical copies. It's because Pokemon's whole thing has always been trading with your friends or interacting with other people. So most time they've obviously grown and done more, but it started out with Pokemon Red, Blue, right?
Mm-hmm.
In America, at least. In Japan, it was Red and Green.
So it'd be like one of you got the red, the other one got the blue, and then y'all played it and beat it and traded it?
So, no. So in for, say, Red, you can catch Meowth, but in blue you can't catch Meowth, but you can catch like a Sandshrew. And the whole thing is they want you to trade and interact with other people, so I can get Meowth if I have whatever game I said didn't have Meowth. I think blue. So that's the biggest reason they do it. You don't have to buy both copies to play the games, though. You could buy blue, play it all the way through, and never have to interact with red, unless you wanted to like get every single Pokemon. But that's not a thing you had to do. That's why, I just told you the previous Pokemon game didn't have a second copy, because the main objective of the last Pokemon game was to catch every Pokemon available in that game, of course. There's over like 1,000 Pokemon now, and there wasn't all of them in that game. It was like 300, I think. So the object of the game was to catch every single Pokemon. It wasn't to make it past your linear story and shit like that. It's just a way for them to encourage, playing with a friend or co-op play, in a sense. So theoretically, if you wanted to buy both copies, all you'd be doing is giving yourself access to every Pokemon without having to trade. And sometimes, for example, on the official Pokemon store website, to get your pre-order bonus, you have to buy what they call the double pack, which comes with both games. And for anyone out there who likes playing Pokemon and wants to pre-order Pokemon, don't pre-order through Pokemon Center, because it will be a week late.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, that's happened
That
with
defeats the whole purpose of pre-ordering.
That happened with like the last 2 or 3 Pokemon games. It was a week late, or within a week late. And that would piss me off. I got my pre-order through Amazon.
So these games aren't digital now?
No, you can get them digitally, but I personally like physical copies.
I don't know. To me, it's no point anymore.
It's just preference.
Yeah. I mean, because I look at physical copies can be damaged, but
yeah,
as long as you have the damn digital version, you always own that game. You don't have to go buy another one when your shit gets scratched or breaks.
I mean,
gets stepped on, the kid fucking eats it and shits it out.
I definitely keep mine away from the kids. But fun fact with Switch cartridges, they're covered in this, I don't remember what it's called, but it's like a chemical compound.
Mm-hmm.
So if you put it in your mouth, it tastes real bitter. And it'll make you fucking sick if you put it anywhere like in your mouth. I've done it and it sucks. Worst fucking flavor in the world, man.
He's done it, so that tells you that it's a thing. You can't put nothing digital in your mouth.
I literally did it because I heard that. I was like, there's no fucking way. And I didn't even like lick where like the electronics or anything would be. I just licked the top of the cartridge, and it's
plastic top.
Yeah, it's fucking gross.
Well, damn.
I'll tell you what, go inside to where your girlfriend has her son's Switch, and lick one of the cartridges. I give you $10. I give you $10.
No. Not happening.
It
$10
sucks.
$10 I won't be getting.
It sucks so much. But yeah, I personally just like having it. I'm like a collector, and when it comes to Pokemon games, they don't re-release them for new systems and stuff. And for me, I eventually would like to have every Pokemon game. I've unfortunately put myself in the situation where I sold my Pokemon games before, traded them in for the newer one. And now I don't have them. And games like Pokemon Diamond or Pearl for the DS are like $150 to buy now. Because you have to buy them, they become more rare and harder to get. And I don't even think those ones are the most expensive. I think they get up to like 300s if you want like the old Game Boy ones, or a Game Boy Advance one. The Game Boy Color and Game Boy original ones aren't too bad. I actually have the whole first set of games in my room on a shelf, and they were maybe anywhere from $30 to $50 a piece. And I didn't buy them all at once. I bought them in like maybe I've had one a year, then I got the next one 6 months later. But I'm also, like I said, I'm also a collector. I know you're not big into collecting.
I used to be. I used to collect shit that now has zero value.
Well,
I never
that's
collected comic books or any of that stupid shit. But
that's also a thing too. Like these games obviously have value. They're going up in price, which sucks for me.
When things go up like that, sometimes just all of a sudden,
I mean,
the market no longer even exists. Like
people won't buy them and shit like that. Yeah.
Like what I used to collect was football cards and shit. So that'll tell
Yeah.
you, no one fucking wants football cards now.
Actually, I collect trading cards and shit, right?
Same thing could possibly happen to that shit.
Yeah. No,
it's not fucking.
I have an example. There was a card that I both wanted and needed for a deck to make it competitive. And it was a $120 card. And just right off the bat, I never paid that. I never bought it. And just last month, a new set was released that had what we call a reprint of that card. And that card's now down to $5.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, imagine being.
So if you'd have bought it at 120 thinking it was going to go up, if you treated it more like an investment or something, right?
So I
pay
can tell you,
$120 for it, thinking, in 10 years it'll be worth like $1,000 or some shit.
Yeah,
and now it's worth $5. Like,
no, there's definitely cards that have done that though. There's I don't play Magic, but there is a card in Magic the Gathering that's like the most expensive card in all of trading card games called Black Lotus card.
Mm-hmm.
It's worth like $300,000 or something stupid like that.
Card.
The reason that card was so expensive was because it was one of the higher rarities in that set.
Mm-hmm.
And that was the first set it was in. And it was a really good card in the competitive of Yu-Gi-Oh! So basically every deck was running it that could run it because of it was so good. So, you want to win, you're going to invest. And, just playing a card game is expensive. It's not a cheap hobby. It's on the same levels of rebuilding a car or guns or... No, I think that's it. Computer gaming. Yeah, computer gaming too. All the hobbies I'm in are all fucking expensive. And
same.
I don't think there are cheap hobbies, honestly. I think any hobby you're going to get into is going to end up being expensive.
And if it is a cheap hobby, it's probably not that fun.
Yeah, no, that's exactly what it is. Like I want what they call a project car, and I want to build that up and stuff like that. That's not going to be a cheap hobby.
Not at all.
Maybe at first it'll be cheap. You get a $1,000 car, put $1,000 worth of parts onto it. That's cheap, but you want to make it. Well, you know what I'm saying.
Still a couple $1,000,
Yeah,
whether you have it for that or have it for something you need.
But
I get it.
Yeah. But my biggest thing is back to like the cartridges and stuff like that. I like having the physical copy because one day, it could be the next generation of games. It could be the generation after that. There's going to be a time when those games are not available digitally anymore. You can't go buy them digitally. For example, the 3DS, they call it the eShop. The eShop is closing down at the beginning of next year. And currently, now, they started in June, I think. You can no longer add your credit card or redeem the little eShop gift cards. And they don't sell them in store anymore. So, once that shop's closed and you've used all your money you had for that shop, those games are no longer available to buy. But if you have the cartridge is forever. I mean, unless like you said, it breaks or something like that. That's just my whole thing on it, you know.
Yeah.
You know, as great as the console of the Nintendo Switch is, which I think the Nintendo Switch is a fantastic console. I think it's not as powerful as the newest consoles, but I think it's the most fun in my opinion. You know, there's going to be a system after this that's going to make this one obsolete.
Well,
But
I don't know because okay, so a while back Nintendo had the Wii.
Yeah.
And that shit just blew up. Like I really don't even get why because it wasn't even that great to me.
No, it was terrible.
But after that came the Wii U.
Wii U was bad.
It tanked. I mean,
yeah.
it wasn't shit, man. Like I don't know how the fuck Nintendo didn't go bankrupt off the off the fucking Wii U.
The Wii U was in concept, awesome idea.
Yeah, sure.
But the biggest problem that happened with the Wii U was third-party sellers didn't want to make their games compatible with the Wii U because they had to add in the factor of a second screen. So, for instance, Call of Duty, that we seem to be talking about Call of Duty a lot here. They had to figure out something to do with that bottom screen. Now, I mean, for Call of Duty, it was probably super easy. Map.
So, do you know that the Wii U wasn't the first system to have some kind of like extra little screen that's in your hand?
Yeah, I know. But it's
the Dreamcast came out with a thing called a VMU.
Yeah, yeah.
And it was like pixelated as hell and wasn't much to it. It almost looked like the graphic quality of like a Tamagotchi.
Yeah, yeah.
But it was innovative as hell. That system was way ahead of its time. And that's why it failed because we weren't ready for it.
Yeah, there's plenty of things that are like that, dude. Like,
but as far as Nintendo goes, to me, Super Nintendo was the last good one they made. Everyone loved the N64. I'm like, nah.
I hated the controller. Games. The games were great.
The controller's awkward as shit, but
I think the GameCube was great.
I couldn't stand the Wii. It was so fucking pointless.
What about the GameCube though?
Everything. The GameCube and the N64 were like hand in hand. Literally like nothing to me. That's like the end of Nintendo for me.
People still prefer the GameCube controller over newer controllers, and that baffles me.
Yeah.
Like I get it. It was a nice controller for its time. Because I mean, look at its competitors. It had like the what was that, PlayStation 2 days?
I'm not saying that these things didn't have their
prime.
No, they're good. They're higher points, like certain games that were just amazing. But then 90% of everything else was like nothing.
Like, I don't know. I genuinely think
DS and the 3DS and shit was way cooler.
Yeah,
okay. Those were coming out as little handhelds in the background.
So I genuinely think that Nintendo is a handheld gaming company. I think that's what they should stick with.
Mm-hmm. That's not how they started, though. But
yeah, no, okay. Nowadays, I should say.
Super Nintendo, I'm telling you, man.
Yeah, but yeah, I played Super Nintendo. We owned a Super Nintendo.
Yeah, but that's a little different now because you've seen shit ahead of it.
I think the Super Nintendo was the first system I played. But
hands down.
I think they should stick to handheld consoles.
Probably at this point, yes.
Yes.
Because they're not even bothering to keep up with graphics. Like,
yeah. I mean, that's not even that big of a deal, though, if the games are good.
I mean, yeah, obviously the number one thing is always going to be whether it's fun.
Yeah.
But no matter what, it can look like shit and be fun. That's how, like, people are still making little indie retro games that if they're fun, they do well. And if they're not, they suck.
I still think this shit's innovative, though. You take your handheld device, shove it in this fucking dock, and it pulls up on your screen. So it's still...
But you can do that with your phone at this point. So, like, it's not innovative. No, you can. You can cast your phone to your TV. So,
sure.
That argument is sort of pointless.
I'm talking console-wise here.
But it's, yeah.
I think it's a fantastic concept. I think the games on there are, there's plenty of fantastic fucking games on the Switch. Even you know,
Animal Crossing is so fun.
I've never touched Animal Crossing. I fucking hope you burn for saying that. You know, you can play BioShock, you can play Borderlands, you can play Zelda, Pokemon,
Mario
good ones are?
Kart.
Mario Kart, Mario, fucking, you know, there's tons. You got a bunch of third parties coming in, a whole ass load of indie games that are fantastic and very underrated. I actually think this is
How
the
much
best.
is Nintendo paying you? Like,
Not enough.
obviously,
I wish they'd pay me. I would
Yeah.
love to partner with Nintendo,
sure.
but I genuinely love the Switch. I wish other companies did shit like this. Like, I wish there was an Xbox Portable. You showed me like a concept idea, I think it was, for an Xbox Series. What was it, Z?
Well, there's also, the Series Z is apparently is a real thing. It
You
just
know,
hasn't
and PlayStation
dropped.
has had their hand in the handheld.
Well, now everyone's getting their hand in their fucking Stadia, Steam,
Yeah, but Stadia's bad.
the Steam, whatever the hell that thing is, Steam Deck.
Steam Deck's pretty cool too. Fucking expensive though. Good luck getting one.
Yeah,
I think
I
I sent you one that was like
Amazon's coming out with one, I think, to go with their gaming, their Lumia or whatever the fuck it's what this shit called, whatever it's called.
Yeah,
Something
there was
weird.
There was one I sent you a video on that was like the Steam Deck, but looked a hell of a lot nicer, and it was slimmer.
Mm-hmm.
That one's pretty cool, but it's like double the price of a Steam Deck, and the Steam Deck's already like $800 if you want to get one.
So, what do you think of the the Xbox Series S screen thing that you can attach to it and make it look like a fat laptop? I don't even know how to explain it. It's like literally a screen that's probably
The games case. It's a game.
12 inch.
It's
not a case. It's actually a screen.
It's a screen case thing. Oh no, you're talking about the case that like attaches to it.
Yeah.
Okay, or the screen that attaches to it. Okay.
It makes it look like a damn fat laptop with no keyboard. It's tiny. Like, that's smaller than the laptop screen that you already bitch about. Like,
yeah. It's not.
It's
for me.
cool. It's just
it's a good.
I don't know if it's practical or
it
useful.
has its place for people who need it.
Well, what's funny is, why did they make one for the Series S but not the Series X? I know it's shaped totally different. It wouldn't look right, but
I don't know. What I was talking about though is they have this case that has a screen, and it's made by a company called Games, or the biggest one is, GAMES Games. And it's where you put your system in the case, and it hooks up into the screen there, and you just plug it all in.
I guess they figured when they made the fridge that looks like the Xbox Series X, then they didn't need to.
Oh, hey, that's what I want for Christmas, by the way.
The mini fridge.
Yes.
You only fit like a 6-pack in there.
I've seen it in Target like so many times.
Yeah,
every fucking time I go.
Target, though, but
every time I go, I look to my wife and I'm like, I'm gonna fucking buy it. She's like, you're not buying it. I'm like, I'm gonna buy it.
It is literally a waste of money, but
it's super cool though.
It's cool, but
it came from a meme because people were saying the Xbox looked like
a fridge. Yeah,
I think that's awesome.
And they went with it. Yeah,
that's awesome, man. I don't know. I don't know.
So
don't actually get me that.
Don't actually get you that.
No.
So are there any upcoming games that you're excited for? Or maybe ones that have recently released or will soon release, like within the next month or two?
Besides the two I've already said I pre-ordered?
Yeah, besides the shit you pre-ordered.
Okay, obviously those two, the Pokemon and the Modern Warfare 2. The new Zelda's coming out next year, and I'm super hyped for that.
Next year?
Yeah.
That's still a ways.
It's called it's Tears of something. It looks really good.
I heard about it. That's about it.
So far, it looks really good, I should say. Other than that, no.
There's a couple games, and what's cool is I believe most of these are going to be included in the Game Pass.
I'm sure there's a few that I just can't think of off the top of my head.
So there's one called Evil West.
Mhm.
If you haven't looked it up, look it up. It looks like,
What was that one I asked you about the other day?
what was it?
It was the one that was like, fuck, I don't even remember. Something Scout or something like that.
Oh, something Hearts, something
Hearts. Yeah, that game I'm looking forward to now.
Cool.
Is that cat or is that squirrel game out yet? That one's pretty cool.
No,
Squirrel with a gun.
Yeah, Squirrel with a gun. That's going to be on Steam. It may already be out. I don't know.
I want that game.
Yeah,
that
really
looks
cool.
stupid fun.
Stupid, but yeah, it'd probably get old kind of fast, but it looks cool. There's a game that recently released, but it's not on Game Pass, and it's called Solstice, Soulstice, and it's like,
I don't know what's supposed to.
It's my type of hack and slash type game with the big epic boss fights and all that shit, but it isn't like Souls like, I guess.
Atomic Heart, by the way.
Atomic Heart, yeah.
Yeah, I had it saved on my wish list.
So Evil West is like a fucking badass cowboy meets Doom meets, I don't even fucking know. It just looks badass. And that one should hit Game Pass, I think, in the next couple months.
Well, November 22nd.
November 22nd.
Yep. I'm looking at it now.
And what was the other one I had?
I genuinely can't think of any games that are coming out that I'm excited for. Are you excited for the new Assassin's Creed?
No.
Yeah.
I haven't been excited for an Assassin's Creed since like the first one. The first one was cool.
I don't care for Assassin's Creed. It pissed me off after I played through half the game of one Assassin's Creed and a fucking save file got corrupted. I'm like, yep, I'm going to hold this grudge forever.
Carry it with you through like 9 games or however many.
Yep.
Ubisoft. Yeah, they have a way.
Hey, spell squirrel.
Squirrel. Are you looking up the squirrel game?
Yeah, I want to know when it releases. It doesn't seem to say.
Oh, have you seen anything about Scorn?
Scorn, no. The release date just says good question.
Oh, yeah, good
Squirrel.
question.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
It's so fucking stupid. I'm excited for it.
That's like everybody was excited for this. What is it, Stray?
Oh, yeah, Stray's cool.
I haven't played it. I don't really get it. I mean, I don't know.
It's super cute.
It looks really cool, but ultimately it's still just a cat walking around. So, and I'm not big into puzzles anyway. I don't like solving puzzles and shit. That's part of the game.
Yeah, that's probably one of my problems.
Like most of the like.
Hey, but it is only $30.
What, Stray?
Yeah.
Well, Stray's included in my premium PlayStation thing, so I wouldn't have to pay for it at all.
Nice.
Oh, and that Horizon Forbidden West and the new Ragnarok God of War should be look really good too.
Yeah, I don't have access to those though.
Yeah, I do. Well, I have access, but apparently PlayStation won't do like the day one shit like Xbox does. So yeah, Game Pass.
It's kind of lame.
Yeah, so those. I mean, at least there's something coming out worth looking forward to.
Yeah, like I said, I can't really think of anything off the top of my head. Besides Squirrel with a Gun and Atomic Heart. Atomic Heart. Did you watch the trailer I showed you for I sent you for Atomic Heart?
Yeah.
Or did I send you a trailer for it?
No, you just I looked. I already looked it up.
It looks fucking awesome though.
Looks pretty cool. It's going to be about how it's executed because sometimes games look amazing and then they don't play well.
Yeah, that's fair.
Like supposedly everyone's making a big deal out of this. Damn, I can't even think of the name of it, but it's some stupid. Looks like a Russian survival something or another, and I'm just like, I bet this thing doesn't. Like it's a port over from like PC.
But nowadays, that shouldn't be as big of a problem because our Xboxes and PlayStation are basically just a PC now.
Ish, yeah. It's not as big of a deal. It's not as hard of a thing for them to do as it used to be.
Yeah.
Sometimes they still don't translate well. Like,
That was my phone.
it just feels awkward. Like, I think when they first moved PUBG over, oh my god, ugh, that was terrible.
Shit, Crisis was a port.
Yeah, the first Crisis was.
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
The next
think the
two, they're pretty
second-
much.
Second one was too.
That was the first one.
Was it?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
But yeah.
by the second one, they pretty much were making it for console
Okay.
and PC. So, anyways, we're gonna go ahead and wrap this one up, and
Yeah. Should we have some way to end this, or
I'll think of something and I'll edit it in, so it's no big deal.
I mean, we could just tell them where to find us and shit.
Yeah, if you want to, but like I said, it'll also be in the
You can
description as long as YouTube lets me put it in there
You can find me behind the Wendy's dumpster
on fire.
during crack, or at twitch.tv/Mewwill.
And I'll have everything in the description because there's a whole bunch. I have like 5 different damn
Name your biggest one.
YouTube channels. Biggest one is Mystery 8 Ball Gaming.
At
That's
YouTube.
where most of my gaming related stuff, not all of it, because I also have a channel for mobile gaming and a channel for basically reviews for shit I get off Amazon and this will be its own channel. So
And remember, if you don't like, comment, and subscribe, you're a noob.
a total noob.